wanted to just take a second to wish everybody a happy new year, even though it's almost February. I haven't gotten to see everybody before now. So I hope your 2024 is off to a great start. Um, Lori, it looks like we have over 20 folks on the line. So whenever you and Courtney are okay, I'm okay to get started too.
Courtney, you ready? We good?
I believe so. We have a caller. I'm not sure. A number ending in 3892. Is that maybe Mary or Melissa? They might not be able to unmute, so I'll do some investigating, but I think we're okay.
Okay, good. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and I will echo what Matt said. Happy New Year. Even though we're almost in February, it's still the new year for a few more months, so we can say Happy New Year as long as we want. Hopefully everybody got the minutes emailed. Thanks, Courtney, for keeping us organized as always. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. This is Jeannie.
Thanks, Jeannie. Second?
I second. This is Crystal Shanley.
Thanks, Crystal.
You're welcome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Cool. Any comments at all? I think they were perfect. They were awesome. Okay, Matt, I'm gonna send it back to you, I think, according to the agenda.
Yep. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you.
It's been another 2 years and I just can't believe it. For our annual re-upping of area-wide leadership. And so I don't know, is this just my slide, Courtney, or did you have stuff you want me to talk about after this? Okay, cool. So I am really pleased to announce that, as has been our past practice, that we continue to re-elect our standing presidents if they are willing and able to continue to serve. I'm very, very happy to say that each have agreed to stay with us for another 2 years. I can say pretty confidently that the group that we've gotten to work with over the past couple years has been one of the most engaged and connected and passionate group of presidents. And so I will ask for any dissent to be you can do that privately to us, but I don't anticipate having any. And we'll wrap up at the end of the meeting. And then as you close us out, Lori, we'll just put in the minutes that without any disagreement, that I will take that as the okay to move forward with the leadership as presented in the previous minutes and things like that. So Lori as our fearless leader, Melissa for Portage County, and Dan for Stark County, Jeannie for Summit County, and Ella for Wayne County. All fantastic people. So if you'd like to have any information or any discussions on that, please shoot me a message in the chat box. And just show love for the leaders that have agreed to continue to serve our counties. I think that we're very, very lucky. And then while I'm off mute, Lori, if it's okay with you, I thought I would just give a couple quick updates about what's going on in the counties from my point of view and Direction Home's point of view, if that's okay. Okay, so starting with Portage County, the update there is that the Healthy Aging Grant, thanks, Courtney. The Healthy Aging Grant that is was put out as part of the budget process last year has began in Portage County. We were allocated enough funds to provide, I believe, over 60 device packages to allow older adults living in Portage County to access the internet using a tablet, a stylus, a case, a MiFi, and a preloaded amount of, I believe it's 9 months of internet access. That will be combined with ongoing trainings for these older adults and one-on-one consultations with Direction Home staff to provide information on general internet use, avoiding scams, how to access telehealth services, including their MyChart and other online portals for physical and health information, and social media. So we're really excited about that. The referrals are already flowing, and folks that are interested in directing people to apply for that can reach out to Portage County Job and Family Services for more information. Any questions or comments on that one? All right. So then moving to Stark County, I'm very pleased to say that we have had an early notification that we have been funded for our proposal for that healthy aging grant as well. And with the proposal that was inclusive of the same package of digital access programming that I mentioned for Portage. Also, we are able to provide some minor home modification and chore services for Stark County as well. And we're not sure yet what that looks like as far as how folks apply for that. We're going to work with the Stark County Regional Planning Commission for process and allocation and things, but we were able to get the allocation from Stark County with enough administration to make the program work for us and for them. So we anticipate being able to roll that out next month. And we'll be looking to folks on the call for more assistance in kind of connecting with your communities and making sure folks have access to these resources. And then my last update is about Summit County. And as we've reported out previously, we are now in the ball is rolling as far as our Aging in Place program with the county executive, Eileen Shapiro's office, where we have been allocated $4 million this year to help older adults with a range of services, and for those who are not eligible for Medicaid. We continue to advocate for the older adults that are just above the Medicaid eligibility line, but below the ability to privately pay for services, which is a huge chunk of our older adult population. This program is designed to help that population. And so we are going to do that through an expansion of our care coordination program, which for those who are newer on the call, provides a care manager and services like home delivered meals, an emergency response unit, some personal care in a care managed model that will allow folks with pretty significant needs to stay at home. Also working with, I believe I saw my friend Holly on the call, working with Holly Miller at the county to align our minor home modification services with the counties to really streamline processes and get the most bang for our buck, help as many people as possible. That's been awesome to work with them. She and Tammy are just figuring out how to really help a lot of people, and it's great to see, because you can't stay home if there's no home to stay in. And so keeping these houses up is a really good use of our efforts and investments. And then finally, the digital access program, just like I mentioned in the healthy aging program, we're able to do that in the county and expand what we have done previously with a partnership with Summit County to provide those devices, the access to the internet, and ongoing training, one-on-one consultations, so that older adults can have the tools and the training they need to access all that the internet has to offer. So that is my brief report out for the counties as far as I see it. I'd be happy to answer any questions that folks have on that, or if folks would like to add anything to that report before I turn it back over to Lori, please feel free as well.
This is Crystal. I just wanted to say too, we're also applying for Stark County for the healthy aging, and we were actually instructed to apply for more than what we asked for. So that was something that we've never had happen before in grant writing. So very thankful for that grant and what it will do for the county in a whole. So
Same, yeah. It's nice that it's nice to see that the focus is really on these services that people need, but there's no ongoing funding for, like the digital access and even just kind of meals and you know, the all the services that are being offered. It's awesome. So hopefully this funding becomes a proof of concept for folks in the community to see, yes, there are these needs available, and now there are the people in need, they are the resources available, and we need to now figure out, how do we pay for this? It's because we want our older adults to stay in our communities and be as happy and healthy and successful as possible. And also, those of us who are getting more and more gray in their beard want to start building systems that we can grow older into as well. So I think that it's a really great first step for a lot of counties that don't have specialized funding for their county older adults.
Matt, this is
Yeah.
Jeannie. Can I just share something real quick?
Sure. I'm good to turn it back over to Jeannie. So if you want to do your Summit County report, I'll go off. I'll go back
No,
on.
I just actually I'm going to piggyback on what you've been speaking about.
Sure.
Only to the point of saying Courtney shared with me that in the care coordination area, there have already been, since the beginning of the program, which was the beginning of January, 220 people that have been assessed. And that in the digital inclusion program, 10 people have enrolled, 22 are on a wait list. And the chore services, the minor home repairs, 110 people have been assessed in that program. And that's just been since the beginning of the year. And that's just kind of speaks to the needs out there for our older adults. And thank you for covering the other parts of that, Matt, so beautifully.
It's my pleasure.
And
Karen,
thank you, Courtney.
Karen, did you have
I'm done.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a little bit more about the aging in place for Summit County. I mean, is this something that we could refer to if our program either has already helped someone at the max, or maybe we can't help under our caregiver relief program, and kind of what does that look like? Would that be appropriate for our caregivers to kind of get a break?
Yes, absolutely. And I forgot to mention that. Thank you. So aging in place in Summit County is available to all older adults 60 and over that are not Medicaid eligible. And they will be, the way that you access that is to contact Direction Home either through our online portal at www.dhad.org/refer, or to give us a call at our Aging and Disability Resource Center at 1-877-770-5558. And if I am guessing correctly, we can not guessing. I'll make sure that we put that in the chat as well. I knew it. I saw Courtney feverishly typing and thought, I know what she's doing. So thank you, Courtney, as always, for putting that there. And so Karen, anybody that you'd like to refer, same process as you would for other programs and services that Direction Home is overseeing. And I will say too, that for those of you in the other counties, if you're ever looking to access the, thanks, Courtney, the information will be in the minutes as well. If anyone is trying to access the programs I mentioned or other programs that'll keep older adults in the community, or you just have a loved one that's over 60 that needs some help and you don't know what to do, please have them give us a call. We're a really great place to start your information gathering. So with that, Lori, I will turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate all the updates. That's pretty cool stuff going on. Okay, let's go to our county reports. Let's start with Portage. Melissa, are you out there? Or anybody from Portage County?
No Melissa yet.
Okay. We'll circle back if Melissa comes to us. Dan in Stark County, are you out there? I can't see.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Good to see everybody. Good to see you again, Matt, today. Uh, um, the big news in Stark County is the age-friendly Stark is progressing. There was a meeting this morning, and the timetable is there's going to be an invitation list for probably 60 to 100 participants from all sectors involved in the age-friendly process. They'll be updated on the needs assessment, which was completed via survey and focus groups. And that update is going to be on Zoom on Friday, February 23rd. There will also be an invitation for a summit of these participants, which will take place on Friday, March 8th at St. Michael's Church in Canton. And there's a couple of facilitators have been engaged to lead a process for the participants to come up with a prioritization of actions that will be components of a strategic plan. We're looking for other possible invitees, including any members of this group from Stark County. You may be getting invitations if there's anyone who does not want to participate. Any members of this task force who may not want to participate, just let me know or let Courtney or Matt know. And otherwise, you may be getting an invitation just as a concerned person in Stark County to participate. Okay, Lisa, thanks. That's great. For sure. Okay. Duly noted. Any questions on that? Any other comments or opt-in, opt-outs?
And this is Crystal Shanley. I work in both Portage and Stark, so I'd love to participate if there's room. I run a volunteer program for seniors, so I think the demographics in my group may be able to benefit from the age-friendly movement. So let me know how I can help.
Okay, could you maybe do the let's see, send me your
private
contact
message.
information. Yeah, find me on the.
Yep.
I forget what the particular.
I can find you in the chat.
The chat, yeah. Send it to me on chat. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Same thing for you, Lisa. Okay, thanks.
Great, Dan. Or anything else?
That's it. Unless Matt was at the meeting too. If I did I forget anything major, Matt?
No.
I mean, it's coming along. We actually visited Delaware County, which is probably the A+ model for age-friendly process. Learned a lot there. Will be kind of a scaled down version of what Delaware County did. They have a full-time age-friendly coordinator and have had that person in place for years. And they're actually implementing their action plan now and doing follow-up. So we learned a lot and shared that out at the meeting this morning.
Great. Thanks, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
Jeannie, Summit County?
Well, basically, I was just going to talk about the Aging in Place program, which we've already covered. So unless somebody has something else that they need to bring forth, I've completed my report.
Great. I love to hear the numbers. That's really telling, isn't it?
Sure is.
Okay, Ella, Wayne.
Sorry, Lori. I think
No, go
Lisa
ahead.
wanted to bring up Senior Summit too for Summit County.
Who did?
Lisa? Senior
yeah.
Summit?
Are you out there, Lisa?
I am. How are you, Lori? I missed your
I'm-
face.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, good to see so many friends on the call. Senior Summit's in full swing. Thanks especially to Lori Smith go out because she's my partner in crime and I could not do it without her. And then also to Bambi Miller for what she's doing for the expo. Just amazing things coming together. Even today, emails were coming in that are just going to be great. If you serve seniors in Summit County, your agency doesn't have to be directly in Summit County, but you serve seniors in Summit and you want to be part of the expo, please consider joining us. The expo booth registration is up, as our sponsorship opportunities. So if you've been a sponsor in the past, great, jump on. Don't assume I know you're coming. If you have not and want to be, and have questions, please reach out. I would love to talk to you about this. This was given life by Judge Stormer in the probate court, and we've been around since 2018, holding a conference every year and an expo every other year. This is a conference and expo year, so it's a biggie. The conference is pretty set. We're putting out for CEUs and CLEs. So if you're an agency or a social worker or work with social workers or lawyers, please consider sharing the information I'm going to drop in the chat, because that's open for registration as well. And then I'm hoping soon, because I'm referring lots of people that direction, that we'll be getting together to put the Getting Wiser registration for participants together. Probably that won't open up till March. Nobody's planning that they're going to do no seniors planning what they're going to do the third week in May yet. So we don't want them to promise too soon that they're coming. But we would love to have you help us fill that space with people who actively serve seniors. Remembering this is not a sales one. So this is for us. This is for the folks like us who work with seniors, who serve seniors. This is not tub surrounds and gutter guards. This is what we do. So please come join us. And if you have any questions, please reach out.
Thanks, Lisa. I see Lori put it in the chat for registration, so. Great information. Thanks so much. Anybody have any questions for Lisa? Okay, thanks. Okay, Ella from Wayne County.
Yes, I don't have a lot to say about Wayne County, but I will say this. This past Christmas, People to People had one of the best, the largest Christmas toy giveaway. There were more than 365 young children who came to the Christmas party. Wow. And good time was had by all. And then December was the biggest month that St. Vincent de Paul has had. Usually Decembers are slow. St. Vincent de Paul pays rent and utilities and whatever is needed to get you to go to work, like steel-toed shoes or something. And they had their biggest number of applicants. It was 62 applicants. And you know, they don't get United Way money or government money. It all comes from St. Mary's Church. So 62 was quite a large number to help in December. And then there's a report on the Wayne County Board of Health computer. A health assessment was done by a committee in the county. If you're interested in that, or you want to add or detract or whatever, add something to it, you can go to that website. And that's about all I have to say.
That's a lot. Thanks, Ella. Thanks so much. Great information. And I echo what Matt put in the chat. There is a lot of cool stuff happening. Absolutely, for sure. So Courtney, are you going to introduce Teresa? Or are we circling back to, is Melissa on?
No Melissa yet. So I think
okay.
we can go ahead and just flow right in, and I can certainly do that. I think that's actually a pretty good segue from Ella, because I think I heard before the meeting started that Ella and Teresa got a chance to have a little one-on-one this week at Teresa's family caregiver support group that just recently started at the Worcester Public Library. So I'm sure she'll touch a little bit about that in her presentation today, but Teresa's our family caregiver support specialist, and she's done a really great job with this program. I think it's a little underrepresented, just because it is a completely free program. And she offers so many different things from family caregiver support groups to information and assistance and referrals and all sorts of stuff that she'll go through today. So it's kind of that second component. We've got our resource center, and then we've also got a full family caregiver support program that we wanted to highlight for you. So I will turn it over to Teresa, and she will go through a whole bunch of fun information for us.
Thank you, Courtney. So as Courtney mentioned, I'm the family caregiver support specialist at Direction Home. It's nice to see so many familiar faces on here that I've worked with over the years in various different capacities, but I am now the caregiver support person. And then we also have a part-time person, Callie Jobs, who has recently joined us to assist because there is such a need out there for family caregiver support. So just before the pandemic, I always like to give a little bit of background. Just before the pandemic, Direction Home recognized the need to create a full-time family caregiver support program and talk about future thinking. Then the pandemic hit, and there were several caregivers that needed our support more than ever. Because the adult day centers closed, the home care providers couldn't go into the home. A lot of caregivers were having to quit their jobs to stay home with their loved ones. So the timing of it couldn't be better. But to give you a little bit more information on our program, Courtney, if you could advance the slide, thank you. Let's start with some more background information, I should say. So why is caregiver support so important? There are an estimated, I was shocked by this number, nearly 150,000 caregivers just in our 4-county area that we serve for Portage, Stark, Summit, and Wayne counties. I know that they are, for the United States, we are in the millions. The last count I heard was 53 million unpaid family caregivers in the country. So there is a great need out there, and we need to get the word out. We need to expand this support as best we can. So the other thing that's happening, and I mentioned too, that people were having to quit work in order to care for their older or disabled loved ones. And now that the pandemic is over, this is cited as the top reason for workplace stress or even gaps in resumes. So people had to quit, and therefore they have those gaps, which makes it more difficult for them to find work at this time. Family caregivers can spend over 25% of their monthly income on caregiving activities, and this increases to 50% for Black caregivers. So again, dipping into not only their mental health, physical health, but also their financial health. Our family caregiver support program, what we do is we assist with informal caregivers, like I mentioned, and Courtney mentioned the information and assistance, but we also do training, and we also connect people with supplemental services, whether it's through Direction Home or other resources in the community or county that they're living in. Next slide. Thank you. So a little bit more about the information and assistance that we provide. We do one-on-one consultations, and more often than not, it's on the phone, but we are happy to meet virtually or in person with the caregiver as well. Having the new building open is going to open that even further, so we can certainly meet there with people if that is their preference. We make a lot of referrals, as Karen Elliott can attest, to other helpful programs related to the care patient's diagnosis or the care receiver's diagnosis. So maybe they don't need services through Direction Home, but they're wanting support in learning more about the progression of Alzheimer's. We'll refer to Alzheimer's Association. Maybe they're wanting more information about Parkinson's or any other specific diagnosis. We have a wide range of resources, and we're always looking for more resources that we can refer people to. We also do information about caregiving topics. So we refer them to, it's similar to what I just mentioned, but we refer them to websites, We're able to offer them free reading material through books on caregiving that we purchase through our funding that we receive. And we're always looking for more funding before I forget to say that. We also offer different planning templates sorry, as well as different action plans and service plans type of resources so that we can help them find exactly what they need and move forward with the support that they're getting long term. Our family caregiver support groups have actually been our biggest success when it comes to this program. We have one that we're doing virtually every Monday that is from 1 to 2 p.m. And we started that one during the pandemic in 2020. And we have some participants who are still on that group with us. So they have really created a wonderful support family for each other. And thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Bambi, too. It's an amazing group of people. They've also on their own met in person and have had a table specifically for them set at our annual Caregiver Connection event. So talk about long-term support. That's a wonderful group. But we're also doing some in-person groups as well. Next slide. I'll talk a little bit more about the in-person groups in a minute, but we do have a respite reimbursement program for those that are currently enrolled in that care coordination program that Matt talked about, where the people kind of fall between the cracks and they don't qualify for Medicaid, but they can't possibly pay privately for everything that they need. We can reimburse them as long as they meet a couple of the qualifications. Like I said, they have to be already enrolled in our care coordination program. And then the care recipient must need help with at least 2 activities of daily living or supervision due to a mental impairment such as memory loss. Next slide. So we're constantly looking for places to do educational speaking events, classes for caregivers throughout the year. I have been certified as a caregiver consultant, as well as Dementia Cares certified. And I see Barb White is on here too. I've been meaning to get in touch with her about the Dementia Friends and how we can implement that and coordinate that with our caregiver support as well. So anything that you can think of where we could link up together and support caregivers is much appreciated. Next slide. So the family caregiver support groups, I mentioned the virtual one has been our greatest success, but we are doing in-person support groups as well. So you can see there some of our in-person locations. I can tell you that we have a consistent group going now, North Canton Library, as well as the Akron Summit Green Branch. Just started yesterday with the Wayne County Library, so that we are trying to build up. We would love any kind of referrals for more participants for that. And then we're also doing support groups at some of the adult day center locations like Sarah Care. Catholic Charities has been a big success. We started doing some at Gilcrest in Doylestown, and we've had a couple attendees there as well. So just constantly looking for ways to spread the word about our program and add to our support group members, because that is their biggest request, to connect with other caregivers. And I think that's all I have, but there's all of my contact information. And then Callie, like I mentioned, she's helping us now as well. She just went on maternity leave today. So just reach out to me and I can always refer to Callie if it's something in the future. We also have a Facebook group that you see there that you can refer people to. And on our website, if you go to the I'm a Caregiver section, you click on that, you can find a wealth of information and also a way to sign up for a regular e-newsletter through Active Daily Living. So we've got a lot of things in the works. We just need to be able to get the word out, so to speak. So thank you. Any questions?
How's the virtual? Do you have a lot of attendees?
We do. Most times we have at least 4, but we have had up to 10.
Cool.
So I have about 12 people registered, and then they come on as they're able each Monday from 1 to 2. And I always have a topic in my back pocket, so to speak, but more often than not, we have the caregivers supporting each other, and I just keep the conversation flowing and throw in some resources here and there as they're talking, you know, for what their needs are.
Not rocket science, is it?
No.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
I've seen other groups though that they try to kind of dictate the topic, and they try to, you know, make it more of a presentation, and that's not at all what I'm about. I just want to make sure that the caregivers are getting what they need. So thank you,
That's
Laura.
very cool.
Can I
There's a-
ask a question? This is Seuss Mail in Wayne County.
Yes.
How is that being advertised, the caregiver support in Wayne County? Maybe we can help with that a little bit.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Currently, we're advertising through our caregiver Facebook. Courtney may be able to speak a little bit more to that as well. I know that it was put in the library newsletter, but Ella mentioned yesterday that it was not put in any of the local papers. So I know that North Canton has been putting that in the paper as well as in their newsletter, so that may be helpful. And I apologize, Sue, I'm not sure which organization you're with.
I'm a Wayne County Commissioner, so
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'm just here to listen in. But I want to help. So the commissioners have a Facebook page that we could probably share that on there. Our newspaper is really not, you probably have the same, we were bought out by Gannett, and so our nice newspaper is now about 8 pages long with lots of advertising. So
Right.
we do have a weekly newspaper like the Bargain Hunter and Worcester Weekly. And so those might be places that would probably better benefit than because they hit a lot of the Amish population too. The Amish tend to take care of themselves, but you know, they still might need some sort of resources there. So if you can email that information to me, I will see that it gets out.
Yeah, I'll take that as my to-do, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that.
Hey, Lisa, go ahead.
I gave an endorsement in the chat, but for those who can't see it or who just didn't see, I've been a member of this support group since its inception, I think, and we've been through everything together. The online one is the one I'm a part of, and not only did we survive the pandemic together, which was crazy, of course, and especially for caregivers and incredibly isolating for so many of the folks that we had in our group, but we've been through having to put loved ones into assisted living or nursing homes, through hospitalizations, through deaths, really hard things or really silly things, like someone couldn't get their smoke detector to stop beeping. So I was going to be in the area, so I stopped at her house and made her smoke detector stop beeping because it was driving her nuts and she couldn't climb up to take care of it. So we have each other's backs, and Teresa does an excellent job of she's really great at kind of being the coach and throwing the ball back into play. And she lets us talk and she lets us talk it out, but she's also available off group because we did just recently move my mom to assisted living and I was losing it, and she was great at getting me through that first 10 days. Giving me just listening. So I can't recommend this highly enough. The great part about it is you don't have to leave your loved one to be online, or if you're like me and you're working and you can just listen and support. and take your lunch hour during that, please refer people that direction.
Well, I might be one of those that joins. My mother's been in Danbury for about 18 months now, and I'm an only child, so it's she's got dementia, and some days are really tough, some days are tougher than others, but at least she still has her sense of humor, and so that's a good thing.
As long as you keep yours too, Commissioner, that'll be really helpful. But yeah, we have a lot of folks in your situation. I'm really blessed. I have my sister, and I would be insane without her, but we do have a lot of single, several of our folks are single, or just single children helping their parents, and or are isolated spouses who have no family in the area and are taking care of unbelievable challenges in their home.
Yeah, thank you. And Sue, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that actually reminded me that I am in the process of setting up a meeting with Danbury. I spoke with the director there yesterday for the Worcester location, and she mentioned that they have a support group there that is run by a husband of one of the attendees. And I asked him if I could come and sit in, or just, come and give a little bit of information. So that's the first Tuesday of every month from 10 to 11:30, I believe, if you're interested in that.
Therein lies the problem when I'm still working. So,
right. Yeah, exactly. But the virtual group would be wonderful for you if you can.
Right.
On there.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. And Courtney, I'm just reading through the chat. So Courtney asked me to talk a little bit about the referral process. You can email me if you know of someone in need that's needing support, or you can go through our website, dhad.org. Go to the I'm a Caregiver section, and there is a link there to do an online caregiver support referral. So I get the information from phone calls, emails, or the referral link. And then within 3 to 4 days, either myself or Callie will reach out to that person and get some background information on what their needs are, what they're going through, and then make recommendations or refer for resources after we get that background. What else am I forgetting, Courtney?
And that's anyone that could make a referral for any family caregiver.
Yes, yes, thank you. That's the other thing that's great about this program is you can make a referral for someone else. Obviously, as long as they know that we're going to be reaching out to them, but we can offer this program to the community of all 4 of our counties that we serve. They do not have to be connected to Direction Home programs in any way. More often than not, when we get the referral, we realize there's a need there, and we will refer for an assessment through Direction Home. But I think the majority of the people on our virtual group, Lisa, are not program participants with Direction Home. They just happen to be in the communities that we serve and need that support.
Yeah, a few. I think one of our newer participants is definitely in need of and getting a lot of support from you coming her way. But yeah, most of us are not, and A, wouldn't qualify, or B, maybe are not in a position where they need to use those services yet. But there's something about being able to help someone else, even when you're going through something, or just listen to them, that makes you feel a little better. Sometimes what you realize is A, you're not alone, and that's lovely. But the other piece that's, and it's sad to say, but it is helpful, is, oh my gosh, that's so much worse than what I'm going through. I can do this. And that it's a strange support, but it's a good one. Because some weeks you need that. Some weeks you've had a rough day, and then you listen to someone else who's cleaning, working with vents and Hoyer lifts, and you're like, oh my goodness. And they're by themselves, and you're like, wow, okay, I can do hard things.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
Perspective is everything, isn't it?
Really is, yeah.
I went to a conference many years ago and one of the presenters was talking about caregiving. And one of the things that she said was, just remember that caregiving is not for sissies and always try to find the humor to help you through it.
That's perfect advice. I love that.
Any other questions for Teresa?
Well, I have a comment about the caregiving. Some people think that I know this because we have a group at our church. Some people think caregiving means that you have the patient at home and you're providing care at home. We need to get the word out that caregiving also includes people like what Sue said, her mother's in the facility. And it's a lot of responsibility on the person that's home that isn't providing the physical care. Even though the person's in a facility, there's a lot of pressure on the caregiver that's at home.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, because one of the big hurdles that we've had is most people don't identify themselves as a caregiver. So they say, well, it's my spouse, it's what I do, or it's my mom, of course I'm helping her out, or just taking her to the doctor or filling her meds or whatever. You're all caregivers regardless, and you're allowed to reach out for that support. Thank you, Ella.
Yeah, that's really important. All different levels of caregiving, for sure.
Right. And just one last thing I was going to say about the group is the other thing that I think is wonderful about this group or this program and our support groups is you can reach out for support regardless of what the care recipient's diagnosis is. So unlike other groups where the person has to have Alzheimer's or has to have Parkinson's or whatever that diagnosis may be, we have opened this up to any and all caregivers, because we found that regardless of what they're going through, a caregiver is a caregiver. So there's so many similarities and supports that they need in general, regardless of what the care recipient is going through. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Great information. Anybody else have any other comments?
This is Crystal. I actually emailed it in the group. But Teresa, do you guys ever do any on-site promotion of this at the senior centers in Portage or Stark County?
We have not.
Okay.
I would love to do that though. Would you be the contact for that?
I can help you get in touch with them for sure. I'm thinking Northwest Stark Senior is a great one to start in Stark County. They're in Canal Fulton. They're a very active, large senior center, and a lot of seniors are caring for senior friends, believe it or not. So that might be a topic too. And then here in Portage County, Streetsboro, Ravenna, and then Ravenna, there's also two smaller centers just opened up. One's in Windham, and there's a secondary one in Ravenna. So yeah, I'd be happy to connect you. I think this is a great topic to get out to folks who are here, who maybe have loved ones at home, and this is their break. You know, they come to the senior center to get a break from what they're doing. So
that would be wonderful. Thank you, Crystal.
you're welcome. Yeah, I'll be in touch with you on who to get a hold of.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This is so cool. What a great collaboration. Awesome. Anything else for the group? Courtney, Matt, Teresa, anything else to add before we look to close the meeting out?
I think there's one more question in the chat, and I actually almost asked this as well because I'm not sure of the answer either. How does your program work with those caring for children? Pat specifically asked, like a senior who might be caring for a chronically ill child.
You know, we have not had those referrals, but I would welcome them. And I almost feel like they may warrant a separate support group. Even though there are a lot of things that are similar, I don't know if they would feel as comfortable or relate as well to someone caring for someone who's elderly. But that's certainly, we are certainly open to those referrals, yes.
Great, thanks. Anything else, Courtney? Yay. Look forward to meeting in person again at the new building. I hear such many great things about the new building, so we look forward to doing that hopefully in April, which is our next meeting, April 26th. So I'll close the meeting out if there is no more business. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Thanks, Ella. Second?
I can second. This is Crystal.
Great, thanks, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Thanks, everybody, for what you do.